Hello everyone! Today we are going to present a student-centered lesson plan designed to develop basic literary skills, enhance reading comprehension, and improve writing abilities in an engaging way.
This lesson plan is suitable for teaching basic literary skills because it incorporates active engagements and independent practice to develop comprehension, analytic thinking, and writing abilities. It integrates academic strategies in a structured and accessible way by assuring students that they can build foundational skills while staying motivated and engaged. These lesson plans, pre, while, and post-reading activities are structured and student-centered. Skimming and scanning approaches are also used.
Underlining key ideas and circling unfamiliar words ensures students are reading actively and processing the text. This skill is critical for independent comprehension of complex materials. Moreover, this lesson plan builds organizational and reflective writing skills. The MindWeb is a visual brainstorming tool that supports students in organizing their thoughts. It fosters a clear and logical structure for their reflective paragraph, helping students connect ideas and identify relationships between them. This strategy is particularly helpful for visual learners and those who struggle with organizing written responses. Now, as a warm-up, we have a think, pair, share activity. The activity goes in the steps. The teacher poses the following questions to students. Have you ever been naughty in kindergarten? If yes, what did you do? Have you ever known someone who acts out all the time? What were they like? Students take 1 minute to think individually, 2 minutes to discuss their answers with a partner, and then a few students share their responses with the class. Then the teacher shares a brief, engaging story from your own experience that relates to the topic.
In this exercise, we prompt students to reflect on personal experiences related to behavior and relationships. This helps them connect emotionally with the topic. Also, the pair step allows students to discuss their responses with a partner. This promotes collaboration and effective communication skills. By sharing their tools in a smaller setting, students feel more comfortable and confident expressing themselves.
And our next step is instruct and model. For instruct and model, our first method is skim and predict. This is how we do it. The teacher hands out the story and asks students to skim it quickly, focusing on headings, key ideas, and unfamiliar words. Teacher has students write down their predictions about the story's content in 1 or 2 sentences, discusses predictions as a class. Our second method is silent reading. Students read the story silently at their own pace. Teacher encourages students to underline key ideas and circle any unfamiliar words. Our next step is think, pair, share discussion. In pairs, students discuss what they understood about the story and share their thoughts in the following. Who is the main character? What is the point of view of the story? What internal, external conflicts are present? What is the climax? What is the theme? After the pair discussions, teacher brings the class together, discusses their answers, and uses their responses as a springboard for explanation and clarification where needed.
In this part, students can practice recognizing significant literary parts without being drawn in detail by quickly skimming headlines, key ideas, and unfamiliar words. Making predictions promotes active engagement with the text by assisting students in forming a mental framework for the narrative. Silent reading activity allows students to independently engage with the text at their own pace. Encouraging students to underline key ideas and circle unfamiliar words promotes active reading and helps students interact with the text. Peer discussion reinforces comprehension and sharing answers allows students to expand their understanding and build confidence in analyzing text.
The next step is guided writing practice. For guided writing practice, the first method is Introduction to Mind Web Strategy. This is how it goes. Teacher briefly explains and model the Mind Web strategy on the board. Teacher writes Charles' behavior in the center and draw branches for related ideas. Examples to this are impact on classmates, teacher's reaction, possible solutions. And the next step is individual writing. Students use the mind web to brainstorm ideas for their paragraph. Prompt: what would you do if you had a person like Charles in your classroom? Students write at least a 50-word paragraph based on their mind web. The teacher divides students into pairs and wants them to discuss how the mind web strategy affected their writing process. 5 minutes are given, and while they're discussing with their partners, the teacher circles around the class to observe the students' performances.
This activity supports the development of basic literary skills by combining critical thinking, organization, and written expression. The mind map strategy helps students visually organize their ideas, which is particularly beneficial for learners who may struggle with structuring their thoughts. By brainstorming and categorizing concepts like Charles behavior, students practice breaking down complex ideas into manageable parts, a foundational skill in literary analysis. The individual writing task encourages reflective thinking and helps students articulate their ideas clearly, while the peer discussion fosters collaboration and peer feedback, enhancing their ability to revise and improve their work. This combination of brainstorming, writing, and discussion aligns with the goal of building both comprehension and communication skills in a structured and student centered way.
The next step is independent practice. For independent practice, the method is class presentation. And this is how we do it. Each student explains their partner's approach to handling Charles in 2-3 sentences and shares whether they agree or have a better solution. And for the assessment step, our methods are in-class check and homework. For in-class check, the teacher observes peer discussions and student presentations to assess their understanding and engagement. For homework, students independently summarize the story in their own words, at least 5 sentences. Encourage students to apply the MindWeb strategy for organizing their summaries.
This part of the lesson focuses on developing basic literary skills by encouraging students to practice oral communication, critical thinking, and summarization, which are the essential components of reading and writing proficiency. The class presentation activity helps students articulate their understanding of the story and their partner's perspective, fostering analytical thinking and peer to peer learning. Sharing their agreements or proposing alternative solutions encourages them to think critically about narrative and its characters, which supports deeper comprehension. The in-class check allows the teacher to assess students' engagement and their ability to apply concepts discussed in the lesson. The homework task further strengthens students' skill in summarization, an essential aspect of literacy. By using the mind map strategy to organize their summaries, students learn to distill key ideas and structure their thoughts effectively, reinforcing both comprehension and written expression. This combination of independent and guided activities supports the gradual development of their literary skills.
This was the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.